beneficent, the most merciful. All praise is due to Allah, the Lord of the world. The beneficent, the most merciful, master of this day, a judgment, in which we now live. These alone do we serve, and these alone do we beseed for aid. Guide us along the right path upon those who brought down, nor who goes astray. And I bear witness that there is no God but one. And I bear witness that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad is his true servant. Today's lesson will be what will be the end of the war. As many of you may think that America will end her war in Asia. Now, there's a war that's happening. Donald Trump is making his aim to go to Greenland. Donald Trump threatened to strike Mexico in a new escalation in political Reddit. Trump threatened to strike Mexico in a new escalation. Recent statements attributed to former U.S. President Donald Trump. Trump has sparked a widespread debate after he suggested the possibility of military actions against Mexico. The comment framed it around combating drug cartel and cross-border crimes immediately drew attention from media outlet, political analysts, and the public. While such remarks are not entirely new in Trump political styles, the idea of striking a neighboring servant nation have raised serious concerns about the diplomatic, international laws, and regional stabilities. Why did Trump threaten to strike Mexico? Trump threatened is rooted in his long-standing criticism of Mexico handling of drug trafficking and legal immigration. He has repeatedly accused Mexicans authorities of failing to stop powerful drug cartels that smuggle fentanyl and other narcotics into the United States. According to Trump, these cartels represent a direct national security threat, and extraordinary measures may be necessary to confront them. By flooding the area of military actions, his position himself as tough on crime and unpromising on border security theme that strongly resonate with his political base. Is Trump serious about military actions? Many experts believe that Trump comments are more theoretical than operational. Historically, Trump has used a provocative language to dominate headlines and frame himself as a decisive leader. However, even Theoretical threats carry weight, especially when they involve military force. While launching strikes against Mexico will face numerous legal, political, and logical barriers, the seriousness lies and how such statements normalize extreme solutions and shift public discord towards confrontations rather than corporations. How did Mexico respond to the threats? Mexican officials have formally rejected any suggestion of foreign military intervention. Leaders emphasized national sovereignty and stated that security challenges must be addressed through cooperation, intelligence, sharing, economic developments. Mexico has consistently argued that drug consumption within the United States is a major driver of cartel power, making it a shared responsibility rather than a failure. Trump remarks were reviewed by many Mexico as disrespectful and political motivated. What will a strike means for us, Mexico relations? Any military action against Mexico was severely damaged diplomatic relations between the two countries. The United States and Mexico share one of the most important trade relationships in the world, along with deep cultural, economic, and security ties. A strike would likely end security corporations, agreements, disrupt trades, and feud anti-Americans across Latino Americans. Even discussing such a move create uncertainty that can affect markets and immigration policies and regional alliances. Can a U.S. president legal attack Mexico? Under international laws, attacking other countries without its consent or a clear act of self-defense will violate established norms. It says, domestically, a U.S. president will face strong opposition from Congress, the militaries, and intelligence communities. Mexico is not officially considered an army state, and launch attacks on territories will require extraordinary justification. Legal experts argue that targeting cartels inside Mexico without approval would set a dangerous course. Public reactions in the United States have been sharply divided. Supporters praised Trump aggressive, arguing that transitional approach have failed to stop drug trafficking. Critics, however, warned that such threats are reckless and could lead to unnecessary conflict. Many Americans expressed concerns about escalation, violence, and the potential loss of life, both civilians and militaries. The comment also says debates about borders, policies, immigrations, and the limits of presidential powers. What does this mean for the 2024 elections and beyond? Trump threat fits into the brighter campaign strategy focused on laws and order, national strength, and border control. By proposing extreme measures, he distinguished himself from political rivals and keep media attention focused on his agenda, regardless of whether such actions ever materialize. The erratic itself influencing public opinions and international perceptions of the U.S. foreign policies. It's a signal willingness to challenge norms. It could shape future debates about how the United States address transnational crimes, including Trump threats to strike Mexico represent more than controversial sound bites. It highlight deep frustration over drug trafficking, expose fragile diplomatic balance, and underscore how powerful political language can be. Even without actions, the consequences of such statements ripple far beyond campaign speeches, affecting trust, stabilities, and the future of U.S.-Mexico relations. Now, what will be the end of the war? As many of you may think, if America ends a war in Asia, this will bring peace and prosperity to the people of America. But perhaps someday there may be a lull in a war, but not now. If America and Asia can find a way to bring about peace of the war between each other, this does not mean that peace and prosperity is assured. Not at this time. There's still the Cold War we see today between America and Russia and other parts of Europe to be reckoned with. Europe will be a dreaded spot when America leaves Asia. It is true, as the prophet has predicted, that America must come out of Asia or be thrown out. Each, America and Russia, the two most powerful war factors of the world, are seeking to maintain the rule over the nation of Earth, even to conquer outer space. This will not last long. In their travel investigation to space, Allah God is permitting them to peep into his great unequal creation of power and might, the heavens and earth. The Holy Quran teaches that when Allah God gets ready to show a people, he opens the door of heaven to them. He gives them a peep into his great wisdom and secret. But this does not mean this is as power to an enemy to be able to war against the Creator. The reason for all of this is due to the fact that Allah God is setting up a kingdom of righteousness, freedom, justice, and equality. Black brothers do not look for high-paying jobs, drawing a big roll of money at the war unless it's with the help of God. You prepare this for yourself, which I advise you to do. The most dreadful divine judgment we see that have ever been witnessed by man are now coming on America. America is a divine target because she could have bettered herself in the divine eyes of Allah God, who came in the person of Master Fard Muhammad, whom praise are due forever. But America did not. It will not better herself. As it is written, received, and prophesied concerning ancient Babylon and Egypt. We will have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. The Bible we see, Jeremiah 51, verse 9, because she was not willing to do justice by her captive Jews from Jerusalem. So we see it was with Pharaoh when Allah Jehovah went after Egypt in the Bible Exodus. See, Pharaoh refused to give justice to Israel and made war against Allah, Jehovah, and his prophet Moses to prevent Israel from going free of Pharaoh's enslavement of them. The war, America cannot win the victory. It is impossible for America to be the victors in this universal war because we see a divine intervention against her. Although she had enough deadly materials manufactured to try to win, can she win against Allah God? She boasts of her materials and be able to destroy the people of earth 30 times. If she was left free to use the materials, maybe America could win. But the divine die was set against her long before she ever became America. She can try and boast of her idea of mind, deceive her black slave, but she would deceive herself and them. America is made manifest by Almighty God and the person of Master Muhammad, to whom praises are due forever, that she is a total, deadly enemy against her slaves. For many years, I have written that America's greatest sin is the evil done to her black slave. Allah God intends to repay her for what she has done. She had deceived the black slave right at the point of total destruction. She tried to rule the so-called Negroland with false and temporary promise by offering him high political jobs to keep him from turning his attention to self and kind. Black politicians could and should use his political knowledge to benefit self and kind. White America isolates the messenger of God from their minds with these false promises and make them to hate the messenger of God, to work against him, although the messenger of God is working for the interests of the black slave. The eyes and ears of Allah God are open, looking and listening to their actions. It is not necessary for Allah God to use mechanical devices. Allah God is physically will, and he has real physical eyes and ears. He is capable of seeing and hearing everything we do and say. He has power to defeat us and our plan which are against his plan. The American slaveholders want to deceive the so-called nigger into believing that Allah God is not paying attention to them. So the white man want them to believe that he is the God today that they should pay attention to. I warn my people today who believe an idea that the white man is the God that they should pay attention to. You will come up the losers. Allah God is backing me up and the work he has given me to do. The work he has given me to do is for your own black starvation. If you think that you have starvation with the white man, then just go ahead with him. I'm not here to force you against your will, but I want you to know that if you are looking to white America for your starvation, you are headed with them to your and their destruction. There is no future for America to win the war. There is no hope for America to win this war because there is no future today for America. For she has no future for herself. She will not be able to win the war today. Now, the scholars and scientists know that America cannot win. It is just I, not alone, saying this. The scholars and scientists will tell us America cannot win. We know by divine prophecy that America cannot win. She cannot be victorious. If it was just Russia, Vietnam and Korea using their judgment on how best to destroy each other? Maybe America could win, for she has as much as war materials, scientific preparation. America is capable of going out of the atmosphere of the earth and to fight them from there. But she would not be able to go out of the atmosphere of the earth and destroy the black man of the earth. It is only a mistake that one should believe in America's ability to build a way station in the air on the moon, for she will not be able to use it against us. The divine plan is set to destroy her. We have many things out there in space that can be brought to action against America or any other nation today, for Allah is the greatest. The mother planes. Now, the mother planes was made to destroy this world of evil, to show the wisdom and mighty powers of God who came to destroy an old world and set up a new world. Now, the nature we see of a new world is righteousness. The nature of a new world cannot be righteousness as long as unrighteousness is in its midst. We see that the same type of plane was used by the original God to put mountains on this planet. Allah God who came in the person of Master Fard Muhammad, to whom praise are due forever, as rises to any God before him, as the Bible and Holy Quran teach us. He taught me that this plane will be used to raise the mountains on this planet Earth. The mountains that he will put on this earth will not be very high. He'll use this mountains to a height of 1 mile over the United States of America. This reminds us of the prophet prediction of this time of destruction of the old world and the bringing in of a new world. Behold, the Lord makes the earth empty and makes it waste, and turn it upside down and scatter abroad the inhabitants thereof. The Bible, Isaiah 24, verse 1. There are plains and nations today, but this is the mother of them all. Why? Because this type of plane was used before the making of this world. Why should God make such a sign of his power to destroy a nation? Because this is the final destruction of that people who have opposed God and his purpose and aim for justice and righteousness. So the right race is not a people who was made righteous and in turn turned righteousness. See, they was made unrighteous by the false God who made them. Allah God who came in the person of Master Fard Muhammad, to whom praise are due forever, taught me that this plane is capable of reaching a height of 40 miles above the earth. His words could have been a sign meaning 40 years in which the plane will go into action, and not referring actually to 40 miles. Allah God does not speak one word that does not have a meaning. Every word that he speaks has a meaning. To the mother plane, according to what had been described of by the devil scientists, is capable of not only staying up a long period of time, but is also capable of confusing the scientists. They want to attack and destroy it. But if a plane did get close enough to attempt to carry out this purpose, it will be destroyed instead. The white men have learned that this is not a plane to be played with. We see planes come out of the mother planes. We see in the 1930s, we see the Canadian newspapers report they saw the mother plane. It came down out of the sky. They admitted that it looked like a great city. Something came down from it. It appears to be a tube. But that tube-like thing went back up again. Allah God, who came in the person of Master Fala Muhammad, to whom praise or due forever, taught me that after 6 months to a year, we see the mother ships comes into gravity of the earth. It takes on oxygen and hydrogen in order to prevent it to stay out of the earth gravity until it needs refueling again. See, the mother plane is not like their little bullets or cameras. See, the mother plane is here to destroy this present world. See, in this mothership, you got 15 small planes that come out from the motherships, and each of the plane carrying bombs. See, when the Lord comes with 10,000s of his holy ones, you see, and the Lord today hath not cut short the time. You see, where no human being would even survive it. But now we see, for the sake of his elect, he has shortened the time. Now, when it comes to Ezekiel prophecy of the will, because in Ezekiel saw the mother plane in a vision according to the Bible. He looked up and saw this plane in Ezekiel 1:16. He called it a will because it was made like a will. A plane that was wheel shaped can turn in any direction at any time. He admitted that the plane was so high that it looked dreadful, and he cried out, "Oh will." Now in Ezekiel chapter 10:13, Ezekiel saw great works going on in the will and the 4 living creatures, and the work was as it were a will in the middle of a will. In Ezekiel 1:16, and when the living creatures went, the will went with them. And when the living creatures was lifted up from the earth, the will was lifted up. In Ezekiel 1:19, the power of the lifting up of the 4 creatures was in the will. The 4 creatures represent the 4 colors of the original people of the earth. There are 5 great powers of the nations of the earth. These 5 powers are the black, brown, yellow, red, and white are the 4 original powers. The red is not an equal power. The vision shows the 4 creatures being lifted up from the earth. And when the will was lifted up, they was lifted up. And when the will stood, they stood. This means that they rated upon the movement of the will. In Ezekiel's vision concerning the will, he says that he heard the voice of one tell the others to take hold of fire and to scatter it over the cities. This means bombs. It could mean fire too, however. The plane is to drop bombs, which will automatically be timed to burrow quickly to a position of 1 mile below the surface of the earth, but are timed to explore. Allah God taught me that these bombs are not to be dropped into the water. They are to be dropped only on the city. It will be the work of the will. The will is the power of the 4 creatures, namely the 4 colors of the black man. The black, brown, yellow, and red. The red Indian is the benefit also for the judgment of the world. We must remember that God comes to separate from the righteous that which is hindering the righteous, making progress, destroy the effect of the poison of that which has opposed it, the righteous. The effect of the poison will be fully destroyed at the destruction of the source of the poison which has poisoned the righteous. It's like one being bitten by a rattlesnake. Quickly, medication is administered in order to minimize the effect of the poison upon flesh and blood to complete its cure. and is affected, and the patient is well again. It is useless to try to ignore Ezekiel's vision of the will, for the make and destructive work of the will was foretold before it came to pass. The disbelievers believe that which he see present, and not that which is prophesied to come. That is why he is the losers and takes the course to hell, because he disbelieved in that which is prophesied to come about on a particular day. This is what the enemy is trying to do today with the black man. He is fascinating him with sport and play, and are doing the evil to keep him from going to the God who is present. So you never thought the days would come when you see your wife, mother, an old grave-headed woman walking her down today in the streets, half nude. A few years ago, they will not have dared to come out into the public like that. But now we see the devil do so, because the devil has put his improve on this kind of entire. They desire to please the devil. The devil do whatever to deceive the people. And they will do whatever the devil bid them to do. So the devil will desire to take this black man with him to his doom. Let us not classify the prophets as liars and ignore their prophecy. For we may cause ourselves destruction through belief in the devil instead of the belief in God of righteousness. See, there is no equal of the mother plane. This is the reason why she is called the motherships. See, the motherships is made for the purpose of destroying this present world. She has no equal. Religion won't never fade away. Y'all think religion is just a fiction, but it's prophecy being fulfilled. See the heaven and earth will pass away. But Jesus says, my words will never pass away. God's words will stand. And see, when it comes to the mother planes, see, the mother plane was made for the purpose of destroying this world. See, it can destroy humanity, but you can't destroy it. To the white man, they know that this is not a plane to be played with. This is not your three-eyed atlas. This is not your UAP. This is not your drone. This is not a mirror light that they want to say, or an asteroid. This is none other than the mother planes. And out of the mother planes, you see all of the baby mother planes that goes through their solar systems. They don't have a problem to tap in Earth. You see, from ancient time, they've been here in this ancient civilization. You see, when the Lord comes, it comes with 10,000s of his holy ones. So do not today be surprised at the make of this plane, since we see it is from the God, from the universe, of the floating planets and stars which are supported only by the power of Allah and their rotation and their orbits. Allah God, who came in the person of Master Fard Muhammad, to whom praise are due forever, have taught me that this mother plane is like a new human-made planet. It's not simple for Allah God to make a new planet if he wants to. Now, we know that the Revelation talks about a new Jerusalem. Now, a lot of people may call them chariots, but the mothership is like a new human-made planet. And I can walk with you with this Bible and tell you that when the Lord comes. See, we are heading in a time where we are joining his Lord marriage time. The bride come in. But there's a time of rejoice. There's a time of remembrance. So the mother plane is like a new human-made planet. See, it's not simple today if God wants to make a new planet if he wants to. See, the mother plane we see is capable of staying out of the Earth's gravity for a whole year round. See, it's capable of producing its own oxygen and hydrogen as any other planet is able to do. See, the mother plane can carry her own type of bombs that her black scientists dropped on the planet Earth. See, the mother plane brings up mountains out of the Earth after the planet Earth was created. See, the knowledge of how to do this has not been given to the world right race, nor will they ever get this kind of knowledge. See, the knowledge of the world we see is limited. See, if the devil would get this kind of knowledge today, we could just say that we are goers. However, they are unable to attain this kind of knowledge. Now, what does a 6-day-old baby right race look like? Trying to compete with a 6-year-old black child. For the 6-year-old child can run all out in the yard and play. He can eat solid food. So the power of the 6-day-old baby is limited. The knowledge and power of this world, life, right, race we see is limited. The world of the white waves were made from what he has found and what he has seen and learned from the work of original black men. The right race is far from being able to equal the power and wisdom of the original black man. The mother plane and her work is a display of the power of the mightiest God, Master Fard Muhammad, to whom praise are due forever. Master Fard Muhammad, to whom praise are due forever, is the wisest, best known. He is the mightiest of them all. Old Will said the prophet Ezekiel, she was so high up in the sky that she looks dreadful. She is capable of staying away from you. Who plans the destruction of her? She is capable of confusing you. Who will try to reach her with your means of destruction. There are scientists on the mother plane who knows what you are thinking about. And the thought materialized we see in the Holy Quran. See, we see it is impossible for you to attack this mother plane. She can attack you, but you cannot attack her.